Rar, rar, rar.
Right, off we go then. So, I figured that I was going to do a month of May summarization video. And it would be a good opportunity to test out this Pram cam idea that I've seen saddlebags do a couple of times, and I'm not sure how that is going to work in the editing process, but hey, if you don't try, you'll never know. So, May. I tried shorts on YouTube for the first time in May. And I found it does bring a lot of new people to the channel. The format seems to rack up quite a good views. And I wasn't never really bothered about like the number of subscribers, but they have seemed to creep up a little bit in the last month. I think that also has to do with some of the other subjects I covered, because I think the most few hours I got were definitely on the Royal Enfielders Ireland Adair camp video. I know the one last year did really good. It's like last year's raked up 1.5k views or something like that. But that's of course over the course of an entire year. So in this year I kind of split it up into two videos. One was more like a ride video on the way over there, and the other one is more on the ride out and the day of the ride out itself. Now there was some bonus footage that I managed to get, and that was a drive impression of Jason's beautiful bike called Vera. Now that seems to do pretty well in views also. But it's never really about the views. I mean, it's nice. And I've always regarded this channel as just doing things for fun. So I don't really have like a schedule, although I try to like put out something weekly. But it is kind of challenging because there are so many channels out there, and they all have their own style and thing. And I guess my style and thing is just winging it and just having fun. Not saying the other channels don't have fun. Oh, they have bunches of fun. I mean, I'm always keen for content of called Saddlebags, and I love to make fun of him in a kind of like friendly Irish type of slagging way. And he's very appreciative of that. So what else in the month of May? Oh yeah, Badger turned 4 years old. Now I haven't racked up as many miles as I would expect when I first got Badger, because I was using it for daily commute. And then COVID hit. And then I got into this working of home thing, where I kind of like maybe drive once a week into town, just for a day at work, to like, you know, more for the social aspect of seeing people in the real instead of pixels. And you kind of need that, because like it does get like kind of isolated if you just like work from home full time. And there's actually no real mandatory come into day office. I can pick whatever day I want. And if it happens to be shite weather, I'll stay at home. I always love going up here, Captain's Hill. It's quite steep, so you give it a little bit more welly. And especially on the Interceptor, like those tones and then exhaust. The AEW 201s that I put on it, they just sound beautiful. So where was I? Yeah, working from home in Badger. So yeah, Badger's birthday. And I haven't really given Badger any birthday presents, but I'm looking to correct that next month. Oh, nice indicator, lad. Very nicely done. And there is some modification needed for Badger. Because I found out that the evap system they put on the bikes just so they can pass the emission scheme, in the long run it's not very good. And I would even argue it's actually detrimental to the bike's efficiency, and if it causes the bike to misfire, it just like pumps out unburned fuel out through the exhaust system. So I think we're just going to get rid of that together with the air injection system. Because yeah, I like this planet. And I think a good way to go forward is to make sure that if you're using a internal combustion engine, make it as efficient as possible. You don't burn more fuel than you need to. So yeah, that's like a little rant on that kind of stuff. Where am I going? Oh, you're crawling. Okay. So yeah, Dare Camp. That was just absolutely wonderful. I loved it. Quite a few questions Right, one is Royal Enfielders Ireland. It's not really a club. It's just a social group of people sharing a common interest. Oh, I'm starting to feel bugs stinging on my cheek. And what I do find with this particular group of people, they do tend to get the best out of people. There is like the usual banter. Oh, come on. Do you really need to be on my arse like that? That's another person right behind me in a Mercedes. Probably afraid that he'll miss his own funeral. He's in so much of a hurry. You know what? That lady wants to go by. But yeah, Royal Enfielders Ireland. The way they kind of inspire me to kind of be the best version of myself. And isn't that really, you know, like, to strive to be somebody better? And I think a good goal is just to try to be a better version of yourself. Be a better version than the person you were yesterday. Because that is the true benchmark you can keep. I mean, you can have idols and you can have people you admire. But I'm always careful trying to say like, oh, I want to be like them. Because you only see like the public part of people, especially in terms of celebrities on the internet and all that. And so many people have turned from hero to zero. Something like unearths, like, oh my god, this person was involved in this or that. And people's worlds get like absolutely crushed. If they hang too much on a celebrity, the disillusion will hit you hard. So it's better just to have yourself as a benchmark. Just try to be better than the person you were yesterday. And I think there are quite a few communities like that out there that operate in the same way. And it's not as much as like, we follow this brand, or we follow this, or we follow that. Oh, it's a bit tricky corner. Oh. That was a bit of a stall. Quick recovery though. So yeah, bunch of lads. There are a lot of great people out there. As you can tell with the passion that they try to do something for their community. A good example is saddlebags, the social ride. You know, those kind of events usually spark up friendships, relationships that can last decades. It can be really important. In some cases, it can be the difference between life and death. Seriously, lads. Just by being nice. Oh, the Lycra Louts are out. I don't mind. They'll buy their own, it's easy enough to pass them. So what else? What else for the month of May? Well, I've already been thinking, you know, and I've mentioned this before, this the way this channel goes and potentially grows, there really is only so much you can talk about your Royal Enfield that has not been talked about before, or maintenance or tips or whatever. You know, I could do more of that stuff, but that just feels like, you know, content just for the sake of content. It's like, that's no fun. Of course, there's always these little rides that I do, and the waffling that comes with it. Some people tell me it's quite entertaining, so is that something? But you know, it's all about a bit like my world, and my world does extend beyond the motorcycle. There are absolutely more things that I am passionate about. So I might start including some of those things. I mean, I love my dogs. I've got 2 greyhounds and they're rescues. So I was thinking, my partner Sabrina, she does these swim challenges, right? Now she's disabled, like, see, her leg is badly mangled up from a motorcycle accident years ago, but that doesn't stop her. Man, she is something else. So she's raising money with these swim challenges, so I just might ride out and, you know, give some coverage, and maybe just plug a good cause, 1 or 2. And I think tomorrow she's doing one for Wicklow Animal Shelter, Wicklow Animal Rescue Shelter. I don't know. I'm not very good with names. And it kind of ties in with, like, trying to be a better version of yourself. Now, what you might not know is that actually I took up a new hobby, which is distilling. So I might even do something like that. actually, I'm quite hungry. I'm going to stop here at the Goats Gruff for a sandwich. Brilliant sandwiches. So, right. I'm going to go for a sandwich. And I don't know if I have anything more to waffle about. If I don't, it's bye 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 bye.